Hi students. Uh, in this video we are going to continue this property of d block elements. In the previous videos we were talking about this melting point and boiling point, and also about the enthalpy of atomization. And here in this video we are going to talk about the atomic size and the ionization enthalpy. Okay. Normally, what is an atomic radii? Atomic radii is nothing but the distance between the center of the nucleus to the outermost valence orbit. So, this atomic radii will always depend on two aspects, which is the screening effect and the effective nuclear charge. What is a screening effect? The screening effect is nothing but the repulsion of between the two electrons in the inner and the outer orbit repulsion of the electrons which is present between the inner and the outer orbit is called as a screening effect, or it is also called as a shielding effect. Why it is also called a shielding effect? Because of this repulsion it will shield the attraction which is done by the nucleus, so it is also called as a shielding effect. Okay, now what is the effective nuclear charge? The net charge which is experienced by the electrons are called as a effective nuclear charge. Normally this atomic size in these when we see the s block, p block, d block elements, p block elements are being smaller in size and s block elements are being very larger in size. As we all know, this d block elements are transition elements. They will be between this p block and s block elements. Okay. Now, general trend along the period. What happens to the atomic radii? It decreases. This we all know that because of the electrons which enter in the same orbit, and there will be an increase in the nuclear charge which makes the effective nuclear charge more, and hence what happens? There is a decrease in the atomic radii along the period. So here what happens? Effective nuclear charge will be more than the screening effect. So hence what happens? There is a decrease in the atomic radii. So from this we can know that effective nuclear charge is inversely proportional to the atomic radii, and the screening effect is directly proportional to the atomic radii. Yes, and because of this what happens? When we go down the group, the electrons will be added up in the next orbit. So what happens? The screening effect increases, and hence the atomic radii also increases. Okay. Moving to the next one. So here what is our aim? Here we are going to see about the variation of atomic sizes or atomic radii in the d block element or transition elements. So as we all know, we can see here in the graph, from scandium to manganese, as a regular trend the atomic radii decreases, which says that the effective nuclear charge is greater than the shielding effect or screening effect. So here the regular trend is working out. But when we see these three elements, iron, cobalt and nickel, there is no decrease or increase in the atomic radii, which says it is almost in a constant way. So this says that here the screening effect will counterbalance the effective nuclear charge. What happens? Why it is being counterbalancing? Why? Because here we all know that the d orbital electrons will be filled only after the s electrons are filled. Okay, so here the 4s electrons will have 4s orbital will have 2 electrons, and the 3d orbital, which is the inner orbital, which will fill one by one from scandium to zinc. Yes, so here what happens, till manganese it is getting filled, but from iron it is getting paired up, so it is having 6 electrons, so the pairing starts. So since the pairing starts, what happens, electron clouds will become bigger, and hence the screening effect will be little more than the unpaired electrons. So what happens, it will counterbalance the effective nuclear charge. Okay. Now what happens to this copper and zinc? Here you can see there is an increase in the atomic size, which is an exception, but we, as expected, there should be a decrease in the atomic radii along the period. So this is along the period, it should be decreased, but here what happens, it is getting increased. So this is because of the completely filled zinc element. So here for zinc we have 4s2 and 3d10 electrons. So these electrons are completely paired up. So since it is being completely paired up, what happens, it causes the expansion in the electron cloud, and therefore what happens is this screening effect will be greater than the effective nuclear charge, and hence the atomic size increases. Okay, so this is along the period. But when we go down the group, what happens, as we expect, the first transition series is having a having a less atomic radii, and then the second transition series, and then the third transition series. But if we see here, the second and the third transition series are almost having the same atomic radii. So this first is being lesser than the second and third, that is a regular trend. But when we see the second and the third transition series, it is irregularly shown that it both has almost same atomic radii. Why? What is the reason? This is because of the intervention of this f orbital electrons. So since f orbitals are there, see, from lanthanum to hafnium there are f orbital elements, which is 14 elements are there. Since it is having it is also being filled up, but the expected thing is, since it is having 14 elements, the electrons inner orbitals is being filled up, so we expect that the screening effect should be larger, but unexpectedly the screening effect is smaller, and the atomic size is being reduced to the second transition series. So this is because of the imperfection of the arrangement of f orbital electrons. Okay, and because of this imperfection arrangement, what happens is the shielding effect will be very poor. Okay, the shielding effect will be very poor. Normally f orbital electrons will have a poor shielding effect than d orbital, which in turn will be a poor shielding effect than p orbital, and this will have a less shielding effect than s orbital. So this will be the shielding effect order of orbitals. Okay, since it is having a poor shielding effect, what happens, the effective nuclear charge will be more, and hence there will be a contraction, and hence this is called as a lanthanoid contraction. Because of this contraction, what happens, down the group, for second and third transition series, it will have a reduced size than expected, and hence the second and the third transition series will have approximately same size. For example, if I can say for zirconium, see, zirconium is a second transition element, which is having atomic radius of 160 picometer, but when we see this hafnium, which is the third transition element, which has a size of 159 picometer. So from this we can say that the second and the third transition series have almost same atomic radii. Okay, so this understood about this atomic radii. Now we are going to move to the ionization enthalpy. Now As a regular trend, ionization enthalpy will along the period we have a relation with the atomic radii. As atomic radii is increased, there will be a decrease in the ionization enthalpy. Now what is an ionization enthalpy? Energy required to remove the outermost electron is called as a ionization enthalpy. Energy required to remove the outermost electron from an atom or from a ion is called as a ionization enthalpy. Now we have an inverse relation with the atomic radii. As atomic radii increases, the ionization enthalpy decreases. Why? As atomic radius increases, what happens? The effective nuclear charge will be very less, and therefore the energy needed to pull outermost electron is will be required less required, and therefore ionization enthalpy will be less. Okay, when it is going to be a small atomic radius element, then the for energy required to pull the outermost electron should be more. Okay, so accordingly it is having an inverse relation. So as a general trend along the period, what should happen along the period? It should have a decrease in the it is having a decrease in the atomic radii, so the ionization enthalpy should be increased. But we can see that from scandium to titanium it is getting a regular increase, and from titanium to vanadium it is having a regular increase, and from chromium to manganese it is having a steep increase. But when we compare here from titanium to vanadium, there is a small decrease in the ionization enthalpy. This is because of the inner electrons work. Okay, for titanium we have only 2d electrons which will screen the 2s electron, but in the vanadium we have 3 electrons. So since it is having one more extra electron, it will screen it more than the titanium, and hence it is having a small decrease in the screening effect. Since there is a change in the screening effect, there is a small decrease in the ionization enthalpy. Okay, but when we compare here from chromium to manganese and from copper to zinc, the first box says the first ionization enthalpy. Okay, second box is for the second ionization enthalpy, that is removal of second electron. The third box says about the third ionization enthalpy, which is the removal of third electron. Okay, here what happens when we compare? So this we are going to commonly discuss. Okay, from chromium to manganese, from chromium to manganese, and from copper to zinc. Okay, when we compare these two, so chromium has an electronic configuration of 4s1 and 3d5, and manganese have an electronic configuration of 4s2 and 3d5. So here removal of first electron from the manganese will be a tedious job because it is itself a stable configuration. So removal of an electron from a stable configuration is going to be it is going to need a large amount of energy. So here if we see the chromium, here it is having 4s1 electron, so it will be very easy to remove this one electron than this 2 electrons in the s orbital. Okay, and hence for first ionization enthalpy, the chromium will have lesser ionization enthalpy than the manganese. Okay, but when we the same thing for copper and zinc. What is the electronic configuration for copper? It is being 4s1 and 3d10, and for zinc it is 4s2 and 3d10. The same reason, you can say it is having a completely filled orbital and it is being very stable, and removal of first electron from the zinc is being very tedious, going to be very tedious, and it needs more energy. But here it is having only one s electron, so here the first electron removal, that is IE1, which is the first ionization enthalpy for chromium, is easier than the zinc. Okay, but when we go to the second ionization enthalpy, here you can see here, you can check that for chromium it is more and for manganese it is less. And here if you check here, for copper it is more and for zinc it is less. Why? What is the reason? We know the first ionization enthalpy is greater for manganese and zinc because of its stable configuration. And now we are going to talk about the second ionization enthalpy, where the chromium will be as plus, chromium plus, and manganese will be as manganese plus. So what happens? It will have 4s0 3d5 electrons, and this manganese will have 4s1 3d5 electron. Now you can obviously say that it is having d5 configuration, which is stable configuration, and no electron in the s orbital. So obviously it requires lots of energy than manganese, which is having one electron in the s orbital. So it is very easy to remove this one electron. It will be similar for copper and for zinc. It is the second ionization enthalpy, okay, IE2, second ionization enthalpy. So it will have 4s0 and 3d 10 electrons, and this will have 4s1 3d 10 electron. So what happens? Obviously this will have more ionization enthalpy than zinc plus. Copper plus will have more ionization enthalpy than zinc plus. I should write here as plus. Okay, sorry, understood? Yes. Now the next thing we want to learn is about the rest of the element. We didn't learn about the rest of the element. Yes, this iron, cobalt, nickel, it is having a less decrease in the ionization enthalpy. Normally as we go along the period, the ionization enthalpy should increase, but here it is having a decrease in ionization enthalpy. This is because of the screening effect. The pairing starts here, and hence the screening effect will be larger, and since the screening effect is larger, what happens? The energy required to remove the electrons will be lesser, and hence the ionization enthalpy is lesser, decreasing. Understood? Now when we go down the group, as expected, the 5d series, okay, that which is the third transition elements, will have a greater ionization enthalpy than the first and the second transition element, which is the 3d and the 4d series. This is because of the imperfection of the shielding effect of f orbital, and because of that imperfection of shielding effect, effective nuclear charge will be increased, and hence there is a increase in the ionization enthalpy. Okay, thank you, have a good day.